your capacity of your ability, job opportunity, and enable Liberian citizens to live life. Answer these questions plus many more. John K. and Princess Elisa Vante Colley from Monday to Thursday at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the program Freedom Hub for the most informative talk show that brings the real issue without fear to the Liberian people on Freedom FM 87.9.
Guess what? Maybe we'll come up here. Oh, we keep here with me. The plan out there, you know, as well as the issue exciting for people. I was that boy, and it was we didn't mind it yesterday. That's the
I just wanna ask you one question that we keep the rest. You not give him the people what they want. You say you keep the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people say not like you. You say you coming to rescue your people. Oh, that's why you talk. You be clean, so you be the hero. Or you just be rescue, but why you lost? So why the rest person not stable? No job, no food to go on the table. Not just a political. Once you not get no money, rest and show your kids get full. No opportunity for the youth. Instead of helping money, keep property on the youth. That's why the people want you for. You should see the people asking to say you got no love. It's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question that will you give the rescue? You're not giving the people what they want. Instead you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people say not like you. You say you are going to change things, but we're not seeing changes. Promises you made when you're rescue team. We're not seeing changes. You made it whole country divided into two. CDC and Unity Party, they can't conclude. You downsizing, you wish haunting. Now when they do what they like, maybe people suffering. You downsizing, you wish haunting. Now when they do what they like, maybe people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You know your rescue team. I said, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question that will you give the rescue? You're not giving the people what they want, then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, it's the rescue. The people they're not like you. Easy and Unity Party, they can't conclude. You downsizing, you wish haunting. Now when they do what they like, maybe people suffering. You downsizing, you wish haunting. Now when they do what they like, maybe people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You know your rescue team. I said, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question, that will you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want, then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, it's the rescue. People they're not like you. You wish haunting. Now when they do what they like, maybe people suffering. You dance haunting. You wish haunting. Now when they do what they like, maybe people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You know your rescue team. I said, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question, that will you give the rescue? You You not give him the people what they want, then you say you give the rest. Let me ask you, Mr. Rest, the people cannot like you. That's what I'm people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You know your rescue team. I say, oh, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question that we give the rescue. You not give him the people what they want, then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people they're not like you. Now where people tell me who you rather be the rescue now. You know your rescue. I say, oh, it's a rescue. I wanna ask you a question that we do the rescue. You not give him the people what they want, then you say you do the rescue. Let me ask you, it's a rescue. Because they're not like you.
Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and a pleasant welcome to Freedom Hub on 87.9. This is the official voice of Freedom Communications Incorporated. My name is Klein Oliver Klein, Princess Alexa Vanja Colley, and Jerome Roosevelt. The three of us will be here today up to 6 o'clock, bringing you all of what you need to know about your country, Liberia, the country that is in trouble. The country where the president will refer to those who are criticizing him as dogs. Yet still, the Liberian leader is back to the U.S. The chairman of STAN, Mockery Jr., wrote a communication to the university where Joe Walker is going to, asking the university not to give Joe Walker the Peace Award. And we are hoping that Alexa will read that particular communication right here on the platform. She's going to do that. Liberians are saying the president should not receive any peace award in the U.S. because he is not a peacemaker. Do you agree? Do you share the view of Moba Malu and the rest of the other Liberian people that President Joe Walker doesn't deserve anything that has to do with peace award because he's not a peacemaker? So we're going to be looking at that conversation in detail. An in-depth conversation around it will be held on the platform on today's edition. There are too many things happening in this month of April. The Liberian government is yet to tell us what is happening with the Guinea-Liberia border. The Kenyan soldiers still on our soil. We have not forgotten about it. The government should not be fooled that we have forgotten. You still got the Guinea Janameri on our soil, but our government mouth is closed. And when you talk, the president say you are a dog. This is it. This is the Republic of Liberia that we do have. We're going to take a few bars of our team song on this particular platform. When we come back, we bring you the rest of the conversation in the country. The president of Liberia issued a statement. Hopefully, we'll look into it as well. But the crux of the matter is the decision by Liberians across the world to ask that university in America to stop the honoring program, which is intended to bestow an honor of peace on Joe Biden. We're going to look into that conversation as well. And so there are too many things happening. A young lady was reportedly found dead today on the 76 22nd Boulevard Road in the Swamp. Is Liberia becoming unsafe where bodies are being discovered every day? Too many things to talk about. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you Crime Stoppers Liberia, our official sponsor. Right after that, we bring you SAR Insurance. And until then, when we resume, we're going to be having a whole conversation on the topics. The most trending issue in the country, which has to do with the calls by Liberians to petition the particular university in the U.S. To avoid giving Joe Baka an award when he doesn't deserve it. Until then, have yourself a wonderful time. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Now when they tap on it, I give the people suffering. You dance saucy, you wish haunted. Now when they tap on it, I give the people suffering. Tell me who you rather get the rescue now. You know your rescue.
The sun is hot and this traffic isn't moving. What's of all, my car insurance expires today. Now I have to find a parking to stay in long queue. My whole day is gone.
My friend, why are you doing that to yourself? You don't need to go to them. SAR Auto Express comes to you. It is the fastest way to get your auto insurance in Liberia.
Will they come to me in this traffic?
Anywhere in Monrovia, just send your vehicle documents to them on WhatsApp. They will process everything in 10 to 15 minutes. You pay with mobile money or cash. When they arrive at your door, no stress, no waiting, and the best part, delivery is absolutely free of charge.
So I can stay in my office, send a WhatsApp, and my sticker just appear.
Exactly. And listen, if you insure your car for 1 full year, SAR gives you a free gasoline coupon. You are saving time and getting free gas just for being a new customer. It is extra value for your money. SAR Insurance is committed to protecting you across Liberia from Broad Street, Nsinko, Todwala, Buchanan, and Ganta City. We are there for you. Drive with confidence, knowing you are back. By a name trusted by the Central Bank. Get your relief today. WhatsApp us at
0770 3812 93
0771 504645. Free calls on Orange 0771 111222 or Rooster 7223. SAR Auto Express. No stress, no waiting, just simple, fast delivery.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. Like I said, Crime Stoppers Liberia is our prime sponsor, but we're experiencing difficulties playing it. We will play it hopefully during the time we'll take calls on the platform. Jerome, Alexa, good afternoon and welcome.
Yes, we are once again here and we want to be grateful. So we want to say thanks to all of those watching, listening via radio. And yes, we are fully prepared today and we are here again.
Hello. I'm sorry. Hello, Liberia. Hello, Liberians. I think I need to say hello to all of you because as of now, the country is rampant, and I think only greetings I can, give to you at this point. But I hope all of you are doing okay, especially to our followers, our viewers. We want to say thank you so much for always following us. We have a lot to talk about today. We'd like to say welcome to the last edition of the week or Freedom Hub on 87.9 FM. I'm here today. I'm here. Just an announcement.
Okay, so basically there are too many things to talk about. Chairman Moba Molu and several other Liberians. Jerome, can you pull that out for us? The Molu's statement. If
Is it?
Yep. Do you have it?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, check Moba Molu's page. I mean, that's the easier way to do it. Check his page. I would have sent it, but I got some issues here. Okay, so Moba Molu, Chairman Moba Molu, issue a statement, and that statement is particularly
Is it this one?
the peace award.
Yeah.
Do you have it? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's read for you that particular statement, and let us see what is it. So pay attention. That is what Molu wrote, and the oral communications written by several other Liberians in the diaspora in Liberia asking that university not to honor Joe Baka, not to give him peace award because according to them, he doesn't deserve the peace award. Let's see what it is.
Okay, I'm just going to go strictly into it. Yeah. Um, it says Stand fiercely condemns the decisions by the Center for African Peace and Conflict Resolution, California State University, Sacramento, to honor President Joseph Boakai with a peace award, calling it a reckless endorsement of failure, abuse, and hypocrisy. At a time when Liberians are being crushed by brutality, suffocated civil space, and deepening hardship, honoring this administration is not just misguided, it is a brazen insult to the suffering of the people. This is a government accused of police brutality and killings of civilians, crackdowns on peaceful protesters and students, due process violations, and questionable international dealings. Undermining rule of law and judicial authority, corruption and misplaced priorities amid mass poverty. Um, Rising tensions at home and across borders. Even more disturbing, the president travels with a deeply controversial police director linked to alleged abuses and killings while victims remain without justice. A peace award under these conditions is not recognition, but a distortion. Peace is not a title to be handed out abroad while rights are trampled at home. Stand once, this decision is poised to wreck uh, this organization's credibility, turning a respected institution into a platform where political laundering rather than truth. A president so hostile to criticism that he brands his own citizens barking dogs, desecrates any claim to peace, especially while elevating a police chief accused of brutality, killings, and the systematic dehumanization of the vulnerable. Liberians deserve justice and dignity, not choreographed foreigners. Whoa, this is it. Let me see. I think there's um
Go ahead.
so I want to see if so this is basically what I'm seeing here on his page, and he gave yeah, so far. So
Okay, so Joe, you listen to Malu, and you want Alexa to reread it,
what?
or there is a part that you do not
Okay,
understand.
let me go over it.
I mean, he was kind of lost when you were reading. Yeah.
So it says Stan fiercely condemns the decision by the Center for African Peace and Conflict Resolution, California State University, Sacramento, to honor President Joseph Boakai with a peace award, calling it a reckless endorsement of failure, abuse, and hypocrisy. At a time when Liberians are being crushed by brutality, suffocated civic space, and deepening hardships, honoring this administration is not just misguided, it is a brazen insult to the suffering of the people. This is a government accused of, so he has a list of things he has here. This is a government accused of police brutality and killing of civilians, crackdown on peaceful protesters and students, due process violations, and questionable international dealings, undermining rule of law and judicial authority, corruption and misplaced priorities amid mass poverty, rising tensions at home and across borders. Even more disturbing, the president travels with a deeply controversial police director linked to alleged abuses and killings, while victims remain without justice. A peace award under these conditions is not recognition, but a destruction. Peace is not a title to be handed out broad peace is not a title to be handed out abroad while rights are trampled at home. Stand ones. This decision is poised to wreck credibility, turning a respected institution into a platform for political laundering rather than truth. A president so hostile to criticism that he brands his own citizens barking dogs, desecrates any claim to peace, especially while elevating a police chief accused of brutality, killings, and the systematic dehumanization of the vulnerable. Liberians deserve justice and dignity, not choreographed warnings. So
Okay,
this
but
is this is
yeah,
basically
but
it. I'm
yeah,
trying to find yeah, go on. I'm trying to find something because he
yeah.
gave a description of the full statement official letter in the comment. I'm trying to find it. I'm not getting this because he addressed this to the organization that is going to honor Joseph Boakai, the African Center for African Peace and Conflict Resolution. So this,
First of all, we have to know who are the heads because we're dealing with a government that is not truthful.
mhm.
Whether Waka went to the U.S. for medical checkup, but they have to use. This is serious, princess.
I know.
We're dealing with a government that we can't trust. This is a president that speaks on something else, and he be implementing another thing. This is a government or a president that will come from Guinea and tell you, oh, it was just easy. We just said, oh, we can't be fighting among ourselves because we have passed through war. Everything is okay. And for the past 2 months, we are still facing the same situation with the issue of Guinea in Liberia. So how can we trust a government that came from a point or a foundation of lies as opposition political parties and still believe that they should be lying to the people? So for me, I believe in my own opinion that I think President Bouaka went to the United States for checkup, for medical attention, and they want to use this quote unquote institution or organization to again mislead the public. So we have to know first who is the head, where are they from, because there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of Liberians who are based in the United States of America. And it is also sickening and saddening and also surprising that a man who will, just in a few days be telling us that, oh, the people don't live here, they live in America, so they don't know what we go through. And then he goes to the United States of America with pride and dignity, wanting to be honored. We can't take those people serious. And trust me, princess, naturally, I hate lies. So anybody who wants to base their lives on lie, we have a bridge to cross. And that particular bridge that we cross, they're two-lane bridges. You will
Yeah.
be on your lane, I'll be on my lane. Because Bouaka, to be frank, he's not a leader. Whether the Unity Party people accept this or they do not accept, a leader should be sincere to the people. A man who brought local defense force, he now goes for peace. A man who doesn't respect the constitution of the country, he wanting to take a peace accord or a peace award? No. A man who sees his police director beating young students, brutalizing them in the city, wanting to take a peace award? No. We need a transparent, a decent, not a rude leader who will speak uselessly to the ordinary people. You will not like it, princess. The people outside there will not like it. But we need people, a leader who will be sincere. He will not be saying A and he be doing B. So for me, I'm not going to, stress myself on these things. I only feel sorry for the people of this country who have made the worst decision ever since this country, not only before the independence, but since this country was founded in 1822. Bouaka remains the worst leader of our country. In 3 years, the folks who believe in Joseph Bouaka will be telling you development comes with pain. But if you were to ask them, where are the developments? Show them, let's see. These are projects that perhaps they are engraved. Only when you dig the grave that then you will see their own development. Out of the places they went, how can a government go into a ghetto place, ghetto communities, in the slum communities, in the poor communities, and tell the people, oh, you bury business houses on the how do they refer to a detention wire, and you break those poor people businesses down. But then when you come into the capital city, you see foreigners, their businesses on huge tension wires. A president who hates the ordinary people, but then his followers, his partisans, will still be telling you development can't be. Bouaka do not deserve a peace and war. He is far from it, our princess. He's very, very far from it. This is a man who led local defense force. I know you are not around, but
must you add something?
yes, local defense force, people who kill our people, and they need to be serious. You hear them defending the door issue, but one thing I love about our society is not sophisticated. So what are you doing your definition for parable or whatsoever it is? Our people already understand that you have already called them doors. So there is no justifiable reason. These are the same people who were saying the people who were around President we are what they were misleading President we are. These are people who defended. Put them in the opposition. Put Unity Party people in the opposition and let somebody say, oh yes, the citizens are dogs. And see, we have a leader who do not respect the Constitution. How you do not respect the Constitution, the laws of the country, and then you want to be awarded a peace and war. You know what a peace and war is? You know what the people do with peace and war in Norway? You know how many people striving to take peace and war? Then you go and join certain pockets of Unity Party partisans because you want to use that to go and check on your medical situation. Trust me, we have passed a new page. The Unity Party has lost. And it's so good that the people understand. For instance, when you lie too much, when the people see you,
They
they can just be telling you, now you can't lie to me again, he come here again. Look, the trust and belief and respect the Liberian people have in Bouaka. Put him by in election, you will know. And so for me, in my own opinion, I imagine everybody is affected. Every sector is affected. The president of the Republic of Liberia has just issued another statement. A statement that you're not love to read, you're not love to hear. The business sector, the business community, the civil society organization, every institution in this country has been affected by the performance of a leader who do not respect the law of the country. You just believe that God brought him into the presidency. No. When law brings you into the presidency, you should respect that law. Every citizen has the right to live, and every citizen has the right to speak. So for me, in my opinion, Oliver, I think President Bouaka do not deserve 1% of a piece of war.
Alexa, you read your own story.
Tell my story.
Published by, you read the story. The release issued by Chairman Molu of STAN, the civil society institution in our country. You read the story. Let's hear you.
Okay, so usually when a person is called to be awarded, it means that person has a particular track record of, basically why they're to be awarded, whether it is media awards, whether it is for, charitable, arts. And if it is about peace, there should be a track record showing, how you have exhibited some level of tolerance, especially when it comes to how the society is being run, how the country has been governed. It shows how patient you are, how compassionate you are, and how peaceful you are in all natures. It doesn't mean we just focus on just one aspect of it. We don't just focus on utterances. We don't just focus on, pronouncements, but people look at what your actions have been. And the fact that you have this organization to say, hey, we want to give an award, a peace award, not just any ordinary award, a peace award to Joseph Yuma Boakai, the president of the Republic of Liberia. For me, I want to know at what point Is it an entire organization? Does it consist of Liberians? I want to know the people.
That's the Center for Africa
Yeah,
Peace
I saw that
and Conflict
conflict
Resolution.
resolution,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So who are the people who are part of this part? And sometimes you also have people to be nominated. That's one of the reasons I'm asking. You have people to be nominated, to be able to be awarded. So was the president nominated, or is it based on what's happening here that he was called upon to receive this award? That's another question, to be answered. But I think the point of contention here is as to whether Mr. President deserves this award or not. And given what Moba Molu has written, he gave tons of reasons. He gave a lot of them. He wrote something about police brutality, and I think this is evidenced by what has happened in this country since Mr. Boakai took over. From the students, from citizens who are going to petition their lawmakers to respect the constitution of this country, going back to people living with disabilities, the people who are blind, people who are crippled. I'm sorry to sound this harsh, but people who are living with disabilities, they're also going there to, talk to the president to change the person they had as their leader. And you know exactly what happened to them. Imagine someone living with disability and that person is unable to even move freely. But we saw what happened. People were tear gassed. I mean, people living with disabilities, they were tear gassed. So that's also something that counts as, brutality as well. And you have people who are dying on a daily basis. Civilians. They're being murdered mysteriously. Or for a better choice of word, I would like to borrow from them. Ritualistically, all these things that are happening. Peace is not just the absence of guns. War is being fought economically, psychologically. A lot is happening, and now you have this president to go now and to receive this award. I want to know if Mr. Buraka is proud of himself, if Mr. Buraka is happy to be, honored and to be given a peace award with everything that's happening. Peaceful protesters, students. We saw what happened quite recently with the students from UL, the University of Liberia, members of SOUP, when they have gone there again to protest because they say the way the country looking is looking some kind of way. So let's go there. That is their constitutional right. And we saw exactly what happened as well. Due process. Because when you are accepting an award, know that you deserve it. That's one of the things I don't do. If you're going to write me and say, hey, Alexa, I want to give you this. If I know I do not deserve that, I'm not going to be there at all. I'm not even going to respond to your message because I know it is not the time. But to know what's happening in your country, and then you're proudly accepting to receive an award for peace, it says a lot about who you are. It says a lot about your character. Because if you cannot respect your very constitution, that at the end of the day you have maybe so some level of chaos in your country. It doesn't have to be with guns, but you have some level of chaos in your country. That is something that you do not deserve, because the rule of law is not being respected from people with tenured positions. We saw all those things were discussed the first year when Mr. Walker took over, and after that you also had the Capitol building saga that is still ongoing. It is one of the longest cases so far that I can record. We still have this, right? So all these things are happening. It doesn't make sense. For me, it doesn't make sense. I know people want to get all the recognitions, the accolades, and all these things to show that, yeah, you're a leader and all these things. But going back in your very own home, your very country where you lead, when the question is posed to your citizens, I'm not talking about people who are in your inner circle. No, your citizens, the ordinary people, what exactly are they going to say? Are they going to say, yeah, the president needs to have that peace award and all that? Moba Molu said it is a misplaced priority because we're discussing our president going for peace award, and look what happened in Lufana, the border situation. You will say, no war is being fought. Yeah, I agree. People are not shooting guns, but you have your citizens living in fear. You have a journalist who is said to be targeted by the NSA, allegedly. That was what Spoon CEO said, right? Just because he was reporting. So if you have people who cannot do their reportorial duty as reporters, they cannot present their reportage as reporters because you don't want the citizens to have access to certain pieces of information. So you're going to have them to be targeted, to be followed. You're going to have them to be scared in their own country to do their job. This is not peace. This is not it. It is not it at all. At all. It is not. While we still have our people about over 20 towns, they're still living in fear. They don't know if where they are now, if the space is for them or if they're just there because, it is what it is. You still have Ghanaian soldiers, the presence of Ghanaian soldiers. They're here on our soil. You have Ghanaian soldiers right here in Lofa County, Solomba border. Our president is unable or was unable to give us a clear understanding as to what that situation is all about. He made a statement, but he did not make a statement, if you get what I'm trying to say. He said a lot of things, but he didn't say anything. And this president is going to get a peace award. So I actually understand where Mobake Molu is coming from with all these different things that are here. He talked about corruption. He talked about undermining the rule of law and judicial authority. He also talked about the rising tensions at home and across, of course. The tensions are here. Plenty of things happening in the country, people that were English. So the president, I don't know if he's going to receive this award with a big smile on his face. I don't know if did he just go there for this award? Oliver, you saw on the executive mansion page, did the president go to Sacramento just for this award and then he'll be back? Or
It's possible.
No, don't tell me nothing.
Okay. All right. So that's what it is. And
so he has
but
it is funny, yo. I don't want to believe the president. I know it could be, I don't know. I don't want to believe the president had gone for this award. Mama Molu is saying the decision to have Joseph Boakai awarded will undermine the credibility of this organization. Okay, the Center for Peace and Conflict Resolution. It is going to undermine this. I don't know if they have received the letter officially, but Liberians deserve justice and dignity. This is what he said, and I also like to copy that. Liberians deserve peace and dignity, and we're saying real dignity, not when you're referred to as a dog, because that's one of the conversations we've been having the beginning of the week, and there are Liberians who are still having this conversation. And Mr. President has gone to a space where you have the people who are referred to as dogs. I'm sorry. So it is it is quite comical. But I understand where Mobile is speaking from, and to some extent I agreed with some of the things that he listed here, especially this thing about students being brutalized while they're exercising one of their constitutional rights. Also due process and the rule of law, so I'm very particular about these things because I know exactly what has happened. And corruption, misplaced priority. One of the two say misplaced priority. You see Lofa can say the thing happening there, but now the focus is on capital bidding, Yeke Koruba, and then they're discussing, let's talk about printing new notes. They're discussing, let's talk about additional seats and all these different things. When you have the president to not give, I don't want to sound like that. You have the president not paying keen attention to these things, and he's also ignoring and disregarding these things, and he sees these things are as annoyance. Hence, he calls Liberians who are basically distracting him in his words dogs. So it is really, really crazy. I don't know how this award is going to be received. I know you talked about the government will have, they're into content creation, they're into camera and all those things. I'm sure it will be photographed and videographed well. It will be shared across social media and everywhere. But at the end of the day, what does it reflect back home? What does it reflect on Liberians who are here in this country as well? It is really a toxic country right now, toxic environment. And you don't really have peace when you're home. You don't have peace when you're out of your very own house. It's crazy. Well, let's see how far it goes.
So basically, I like the part that Malu and several other Liberians were able to provide a checkpoint to what I would consider an atrocity against the state by this very, and I repeat, by this very Center for African Peace and Conflict Resolution there in Sacramento. You know, the American people know what that is. Now, let me say this to you. The center is making mockery out of the Liberian people, and they should stop. I wish the guys from the center were listening, but I'm hoping that the American embassy, you know, media officer and whoever they have assigned, they always listen to this show and other shows, other big shows. You got to be a big show to listen to you anyway. So they are listening, and I'm sure they will inform their counterparts in the States, specifically the guys from that center. The decision by the Center for Peace and whatever to invite Joe Baka to award him and give him peace award is an affront to the Liberian people and a plain mockery to the victims of hate, the victims of injustice, the victims of rape, murder, and you can think about the rest of the crimes. On his way to the presidency, Alexa Jero and the rest of the people, Joe Baka men, headed by Francis Sakila Yumale and other talks in Lofa County, ran behind Tamba Momo. May his soul rest in peace. All the way Momo ran to a house and entered a room to seek refuge. Joe Baka supporters, Francis Yumale people there in Foya, ran behind him. They stole him. They mobbed him to death in his own room because he was a supporter of Tifa by then and a supporter of the then president. Joe Baka supporters went to Foya, entered the boy room, killed him in cold blood. You go into a war, an individual who is now the president, you're going to give him a peace and war when he could not institute justice for Tamamomo, who was killed in Foya. He's the president. He should be calling for, he should be reopening the case to investigate. But he will not do so because the boy was killed in an effort to make he Joe Baka president. So you will not investigate Tamamomo's death. May the soul of that little boy, may the soul of the victim rest in peace. And I can go on naming the Joshua situation of the CDC. When he was murdered, he was beaten on the orders of Queen Johnson, who is today at the Freeport of Monrovia, Joe Baka's daughter. Joe Baka's political daughter. Joshua suffered from the beating. He died as a result of injuries sustained from that process. Today, Joe Baka is president. He's yet to arrest Prince Johnson. The former government may attempt to arrest her, a united partisan in uniforms at the Liberian National Police. A Liberian National Police officer who is a united partisan absconded the scene with Queen Johnson when she was arrested. And because it was the transitional period, the government didn't want to make anything political. So the government said, okay, we'll leave. The new government is under responsibility, on the obligation to ensure that justice is done. A president who is aware of these things is saying there is no justice for Joshua, no justice for Tamamomo, no justice for the citizens who died on that fateful Sunday when politicians, when political forces decided to rain terror on the city. The Banave situation on the day President Weah was closing a campaign in Monrovia. Folks died. The president who cannot, and I repeat, who cannot open up investigation for justice to be done for those people, you go get him peace of war? You go get him peace of war? Let somebody send me the video of the blind people who were protesting up Capitol Hill for their well-being. When Joe Barker, under his watch, the police went to Capitol Hill and started to beat on blind people. Imagine the police is using excessive brute force on people who are visually impaired. Can somebody send me the video? I mean, I don't have all of the time to do all of the research right now. I can get a video if I want to. I beg you. If you got a video, send it to me. The video in which the blind people, the disabled community, they were protesting on Capitol Hill against the man who Joe Parker placed ahead of them. JMV said police to flock blind people. Barker decided to remove Jonathan Fonatikofa illegally from the speakership. Liberians decided to go and protest in demand for justice and the adherence to the rule of law. An elderly old man, old lady, was tear gas at the University of Liberia. She fell off. She collapsed, nearly died. And several of them were beaten, wounded. And you call that man to Sacramento to give him peace of war? It is an affront, a mockery to the Liberian society. You are mocking us. And the Americans should warn that their school to stop mocking the Liberian people. That's an affront to the Liberian people to go and give the president who is presiding over torture in the country, Tom Etheridge, is a political prisoner at the Moravia Central Prison. He said in a quote, I was taken to the NSA, beaten, tortured, threatened. They threatened to kill me. They threatened to sodomize me. They made me to rely on myself. Today I cannot walk. The hospital in Monrovia, on the orders of the judge, confirmed that they were tortured. Under his leadership, Liberians are being tortured, politically witch hunted, and you call him to America to give him one piece of war? Why do you guys take this country to be fun? And I know that decision is not a decision by the federal government of the United States of America. It is a decision by a center. And we know some of these centers can be very corrupt. We know some of these centers cannot have the sophistication to do proper assessment of the quote-unquote nominees for these awards. It is also possible that part of the Liberian taxpayers' money was used to lobby for that position to create an outside image for the president while inside is terrible. How do we say in Liberia? You're outside well, inside black. You're going to give him a piece of war? Who do they see us to be? And I like what Malu did. And I like what other Liberians have done. And I want Liberians to continue to go to the venue. Print the pictures of the citizens who were killed in Kinjal in cold blood. Alexa, Jerome, print the pictures of the Kinjal victims. Don't tell me when the protests to call on the mining company to live in agreement with the Mineral Development Agreement, the MDA. That's what they went for. Joe Barker instructed his son, Gregor Kumo, who is on the trip with him, to go to Kinjal and kill poor people, poor Gola people, poor Mende people, poor Va people. Go and kill them. Kill 3 of them to satisfy his Turkish friends who are in charge of V-Mountain. And you sit here, you want to give him an award? That's an affront to us. It's a mockery. You're making mockery out of the suffering of the Liberian people. You're victimizing. I mean, you're making mockery out of the victims. You're going to award a man who has presided over a country where a minister in his government was alleged to have committed rape. Instead of adhering to what the rape law of Liberia says, that once you are accused, regardless of how substantive the evidence is or not, Alexa, what the law said, you are supposed to be held in solitary confinement by the state until proven otherwise, not guilty, then they can release you. Regardless of how strong the evidence is, once you're accused of rape, the law says you should be held by the state. Under Joe Barker, a minister was allowed to walk scot-free when he was accused, and a police director said he needed DNA. A totally new rule that is set apart, from the original, from the statutory rape law. You have a president who is presiding over plethora of injustices, violating all the principles in the country. He sat at the Liberian Senate for 12 years as the head of the Senate, presided over the crafting and passage of the different tenure position, entities in the country. He presided over most of them. Oh, yet still, what did he do when he became president? He looked in the face of the tenure position. He looked in the face of the laws of our country and said, damn you, I will do what I want to do because I am the president. Yeah, he told the tenure positions, he told the laws that he was above the law. You go to give such an individual a piece of work, what manner of centaur are they? Can the Americans here, our friends, can they talk to their friends there to stop provoking the Liberian people? Because that's an act of provocation. I know the United States government will not censure any injustice. The U.S. government will not condone any act of injustice and pacify it. So, like every society, every organization, every institution, there are people who are there whose duty it is, to want to subvert the general principles of that institution. So I know there are other people in America who will want to do things to satisfy their own personal desire, and such is the case. I don't want to think that they know who they want to honor. I want to assume that they do not know who they want to honor. I want to assume that they were lied to. And that's why we are using these media to, whether it is through report, through letters, whether it is through these radio presentations or newspaper publication, we are calling on the center to revoke. Because if you go ahead to bestow whatever honor, peace of war on Joe Barker, it will be for nothing. He doesn't deserve it. This is a president who doesn't talk to the former president, who is depriving the former president of the presidential courtesy. This is the president who is running a divisive nation. The president who will look at those who are criticizing him and call them dogs. You go to a war, a president who is referring to citizens as dogs because they criticize his lavish expenditures, because they criticize him for driving $1.2 billion double bulletproof vehicle, because they criticize him for poorly handling the low-fat border crisis, because they're criticizing him, for building $10 million home in Foya and $3 million in rehab, or because they're criticizing him for flying private jets that he thought was a crime against the state in the past, and today he doesn't move anywhere without private jet, or because they're criticizing him, they're asking him to restore salaries to the pre-harmonization status, where he criticized it for 6 years and he cannot undo harmonization because the criticizing, he called them dogs. And you go write such a man communication, invite him to America, he's flying with our taxpayers' dollar in private jet to go receive honor. He doesn't deserve that honor. And I hope Randy Tapo and the rest of the folks in America will write the school, will email the school, will send them communications documenting all of the human rights violations this government is carrying on. To have gone to King John and killed 3 citizens, do you know what that means? You're going to a war, a president who is sitting in the country when Booker's land grab is going on in the country and the president cannot intervene. Booker land grab, individuals in connection to people in government are coming to the country and from a clandestine perspective, seizing, grabbing people land grab and land seizure in other countries, that's still a minor crime, but they're doing it through the law. A president who is a peacemaker will intervene. He sits. He's doing nothing. When he is asked about land conflict, he will tell the people that go in making new land. Is that a peacemaker? A man who people are homeless. People are homeless. People are suffering, looking for a place to sleep. They're out of shelter. He has been asked as the president, what do you say about these people who have been victimized, removed from their homes? And he will only say, going making new land. Is that how a peacekeeper, a peacemaker can talk? And you go to invite the president to rub it in our face? I want to commend Malu. I want to commend the rest of the folks who are speaking. And I want more Liberians in the diaspora to inbox the center in Sacramento. Let them know that they are proceeding erroneously. Their action is egregious against the Liberian people. May I also add that it is a sacrilege. It is sacrilegious to bestow an honor and award of peace on Joe Yoma Bwaka, a vindictive leader. A leader under whose regime church members sit on the same benches in the same church. They do not speak to one another correctly, not because one member got issue with the other member from a denomination perspective, but because of political division. The president under whose leadership the country is so freaking divided. The country is very bitter. Friends do not talk to one another because of blue and green divide. A president who is unable to reconcile a country, he took over with less than 20,500 vote difference. A president who is unable to unite the country under one umbrella. He's running a divisive republic. If you are not a unity partisan or you are not sucking the green leaf, you do not have a space in his government. He will sack you when you are identified. A president who will dismiss 600 to 800 from the Ministry of State because he thinks they are of different political belief. A president who will dismiss 450 war-trained armed carriers from the Executive Protection Service only because he believes they were hired in a particular timeline. A timeline that is not in alignment with his own political agenda. You call that one peacemaker and you want to spoil the peace of war? You want to make mockery? A president who took jobs from Liberians at the Ministry of Transport and gave it to Lebanese. A president who will look at his citizens and take their job, peace ambassadorial position, and give it to a Senegalese Maduro Kopo or a boyfriend. Or a boyfriend. Or a husband. Is our husband. Why is she with Richard Kun? She divorced the man, KB? You saw the divorce certificate? No, you saw the divorce certificate? As far as I'm concerned, maybe they own separation and she will Richard Kun. But that's not the conversation. He took our job, our ambassadorial position for sport, and gave it to the Senegalese. When Liberians are in dire need of job, the former players do not have anywhere to hold on to. He would have grabbed one of the former players and gave them the position. But we are saying to you, you cannot go and grab such an individual who is unable to mend fences in Kimberley and go and present a fake picture out there. That is an affront. Oh no, it is an affront to the Liberian people. You don't do that to our conscience. You don't do that to us. You don't do that to our conscience. When we talking and people say nyama nyama. When we talk and the people say nyama nyama, you go to a war, an old man who is unable to unite a country of 5 million people. Accra, Ghana alone, Alexa, the population in Accra alone is bigger than the whole country. The population of Lagos, Nigeria is 10 times the population of Liberia. If you are placed Joe Banga over Ghana, Ghana will go to war. No, the population in Liberia is the population in Accra. If you place Joe Banga over Ghana, Ghana will go to war. If you cannot control a small population like this, if you cannot bring the people of Liberia under one umbrella, you go gain peace or war? Who are these people? I want to go back to your question, Alexa. Who are they? What kind of people are they? No, who are these individuals? The Sacramento State, I mean, how you call this thing? Well, let me go to them. They say, Center for African Peace and Conflict Resolution. Center for African Peace. Imagine you are saying African peace. Then you say Joe Barker. How you say African peace and say Joe Barker? African peace and you say Joe Barker? A man who the former president is returning to the country, he sent AFL to the airport to go and embarrass his supporters, and you say African peace? Do you know who an African peacekeeper is? Oh, I mean, what can I do in here? So? And so John Malu. I mean, I'm happy with what he did. And we're calling on Liberians in the diaspora to follow suit. Right, the institution, maybe the institution is not aware, and that's why I don't want to hold them liable. Maybe they were lied to. But even at that, they should have had all of the due diligence done to know who they want to honor, who they want to bestow honor onto. Except the honor is not sacred. Except the honor is cosmetic. Maybe the honor is not worth it. But a serious matter honor that is supposed to mean peace, Jerome, Alexa, fellow Liberians, should not be given to a Joe Barker, a citizens abuser, a man who can abuse the whole country, a man who can look at the whole country and curse them. He's living on the country, he's eating on the country, he's feeding on the country, he's building a children's future on the country, but he is insulting the country. And the man you get peace at war? The man who till today is dead, he cannot tell the Liberian people what is the status of their land between there and Guinea. And when you go talk, you can call him go talk, they attempted to remove him. When another citizen try to talk, they choose to go and silence him. A vindictive republic. A country where to be a critic of the government, you got to look over your shoulders. And you go get a man, what they call peace and war. Why are you making mockery out of the people of this country? Why are you doing that? Center for African Peace and Nonsense. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing that? No, why are you doing it? And Nigerian people?
I think so.
We need to have an accurate.
Wazi. Yes, I did direct.
So you see it? No, why? Why would you want to do that? And he jumps in a private plane to jump to go to America and think we'll sit down and allow all that thing? That award is cursed. That award is cursed. It is a misrepresentation of the facts. The president doesn't deserve any award. He's not a peacemaker. He's a vindictive leader. Very vindictive. Very vindictive. Joe Barker is a vindictive leader. He doesn't make peace. He doesn't. Very ungrateful old man. Very ungrateful. It is as a result of his inability to make peace that Prince Johnson died an angry man. Prince Johnson complained the Sunday before that if the phone was never picked up, that he was abandoned. That after bringing the government to power, they could not talk to him. A leader who is peaceful will not treat people that way. You go in a game peace and war. The Prince Johnson who made him president had to cry bitterly. That same brought the power, everything cut. All the telephone number cut. And you calling him to Sacramento. Now the only reason to calling him was to Sacramento. And who did he take along with him? Gregory Kumo, the chief architect of human rights abuses. The man who ordinary poor people, crippled people, sorry to say, blind people, visually impaired, and on a general scale, persons with disabilities, they will go on the road to go protest. Imagine crippled people then, blind people then, going ask the government, say, government, your help or we suffering you. And this Gregor Como police will have no manner of, how do they call it? Unless they're remorse or what thing. No manner of compassion. And they will unleash tear gas on blind people, crippled people. That's human rights abuse. That's heartlessness. A man who presides over such a country, you call him to go gain peace and war. What kind of forward now people down the street? No, what kind of attitude down the street? That's nonsense. No, I'm pissed off. I am. And I like what Malu did. And I'm asking Randy Dapo, all of you, Musa Sharif, Marco Gilman, Jerome Gilman, I'm asking all of you in the diaspora, Liberians who mean well for this country, go to that institution, send an email, put them on the record, put them in the news in America. The American government should know about them. Because these are individuals who can endorse tyranny. You don't want to be him, Alexa and Jerome. You make your money, criminal money, clandestine money, then you open one restaurant. Then you open bank account in the name of the restaurant. And then every day, even when you're not making that, you deposit $1,000 in the account. Thinking that that dealer sales, so that your money will be clean. The other account do too many human rights abuses. Then one funny looking group in America will call you and say, "We'll come and give you peace and war." So when you come out with a piece of water, it appears. So you are peaceful outside. In the country, you are vindictive.
You're charitable to outsiders.
Yeah.
And
what kind of peace and war order? Ellen Johnson said he was president in this country. And that's how Ellen was living on the scene. Tottenham Boulevard Road, right? And she used to come around. Not a single day did Ellen Johnson ever make people to park on the avenue because you were coming to town. This peaceful president can make people wait in the traffic for almost 3 hours. When you go in Kakata, he can be in Moreover to rehab, the whole Kakata road can be clear. People park on the sidewalk, drop back to the eating corn and sugar. Eating porridge. Eating people park on the sidewalk. That the peaceful leader you're talking about, that the peace of war holder you're discussing. I mean, look, sometimes we keep sitting now, we just want to sit down and talk different politics, political things on the radio, national issues. But sometimes people can get, and Executive Marshal can tell you will be receiving peace. Is it peaceful? The president, where people, their own citizens running out of shelter, their homes have been broken down, and the only thing you can tell them that God is making new land. That how peaceful men can talk? That the way peaceful men can talk? The men who are all citizens, they're breaking in their homes have been broken down by illegal land cases, clandestine land cases, bye land deals. You hear me? Eh? And when they go to him to seek redress, Mr. President, things are happening we not seen it before. We see it happening before, and you open your mouth and say there will be things that you haven't seen before that will start happening. Everything about him is sticky. Everything about him is sticky. He will check you up. He will sound insensitive. You go get him peace at war. I'll be disappointed in the Americans. These Liberian people in America, rather. Our Liberian people in America, I'll be disappointed in them. They should go to that institution and complain to Baka and protest against the institution decision. If it is a serious institution, they'll revoke whatever award they want to give him because he doesn't deserve it. He's so vindictive to be associated with peace. A man who received power from a certain government, ahead of National Elections Commission final declaration, unable to keep the country in one piece. To this day, you can be walking the road and you see blue true citizens. You can be walking the road and you see green true citizens. You can look at people on the road, he tells stress that the man is blue, the man is green. A president who our national colors are red, white, and blue. But because he feels his major opponent and the major rival political institution color are blue. So this time we're having national program now, they can put the color in green. Labrador won bicentennial something. Not bicentennial. Labrador won non-permanent position at the UN. They go fit flyer and banner, they put it in green. Labrador colors are red, white, and blue, they put it in green. A vindictive leader, you go get in peace and war. I mean, what manner of deception and mockery is that? But I'm not going to say more, Jerome. Let's hear you quickly. Then we engage the lines and talk to our people.
The funny part all over. I was, as you were trying to inform and say some logical things to the public. I was trying to do some investigative background report about this organization. I tried to see how many recipients since 1996 about this institution. Sally, they keep telling me, Une Joseph Bwaga, because I wanted to know how many African leaders, who have received so far this peace. And trust me, whether people believe or people do not believe, do you know when Bwaga won the election, he flew to the United States even when he was not the president of the Republic of Liberia based on health issues. And I still want to believe, in my own personal opinion, that this name is only being used. But all of us, we are aware that we have a president who isn't well, who is struggling based on health issues. So this is not the rule out, but this institution is being headed by one NX, according to what we got. And whether it is a legitimate organization, but I don't know how they do did their vetting to actually select Joseph Bwaga. And one of the things they said, it is because this award is based on, Joseph Bwaga out of the Republic of Liberia, recognizing the issue of his work on peace and democracy all over. How sad, how sickening. They say the 2026 recipient, President Joseph Yuman Boakai of the Republic of Liberia, recognized for his work on peace and democracy. This is sad. So I don't want to talk much. Every time we come here, let the people of Liberia be the judge. If Joseph Bwaga is peaceful, be the judge. If Joseph Bwaga following the law of the Republic of Liberia, be the judge. If Joseph Bwaga is a president who believes in democracy, be the law. If Joseph Bwaga is a man who should be awarded a peace ambassador or a peace award, be the judge. Otherwise, we can go, as you said, to the phone line. I don't want to actually waste my time on something that I really know that, number one, they just use this as a shield, but then on that shield, there is a possibility that President Bwaga, as he aged on, is struggling with medical condition. And so he has to go to the America every time, but he doesn't deserve 1% of a peace award. Oliver?
Okay. So that's it. Let's see if we can go to the lines and talk to our people. 086 500 104 0776 104 104 are the numbers to join the conversation. Maluse, that award, the school, the institution should not give it to Joe Bwakai. Yep, you should not give it to Joe Bwakai. So call us on 086 500 104 0776 104 104 are the numbers to join the conversation on 87.9. My name is Sky. Jerome Roosevelt is also here. Alexa is here as well. Let's go to the lines now and see if we can talk to our callers. Yeah, Jerome, you have to grab a few. Yeah, you have to take some calls from this angle. Okay, yep, you have to take some calls from this angle. So quickly, let's go to the line and try to take some callers. Go ahead. If you do have, take some callers from that end.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, how are you, sir?
Yeah, go ahead. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Amir Kamara. I'm calling from Kanwa.
Okay, Miss Dr. Enes Yewuzi of the Center for Peace and Conflict has awarded or will be awarding a peace award to President Bwaga based on the leadership of what they call the leadership of democracy and whatsoever it is. Go ahead.
As for me, in my own opinion, I don't deserve that award. But you know what? I want to bring out the Iranian that they are educated people. They say that Iranian, Papi Bwaga have gone against the more than different times. They cannot come and say any other thing. Because you see that the behind yourself is going through, they cannot come and say, so all of the bunker, why is it wrong? Because they say that they're getting a great gentleman. And how long back out the top? Back when they got shooting on the list, back will not be in the power there. You don't put the country first. Back cannot be in the power there. We still here, Bob, the constitution go. That constitution was very breaking before the buckets were born. And see, so I can shut the walk out of any country to say I educated men. And they're not putting education to the brain. You can't say no, look at the work and you guys want to get these people because they are the president. No. Yeah, Bob.
Okay. Hello?
Good.
Yeah, go ahead. Your name and where you calling from?
Okay, the name is Emmanuel Billy. I'm joining you with Johnsonville Township.
Okay.
Okay, you see, these are the people say, whatever award that is not below you, don't accept. I said, because this person is not a peaceful president, how would you accept an award that you not work, you never work over the years, you never work for it, and you accepting it? You think it make any sense? It make any sense? Police people are beating people in your country just because of peaceful protest, and you're around pulling the war of peace. Why? Why would you do that? I just want to.
Okay. Hello?
How are you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm calling you from Korea Center.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, because the former president of Liberian, using money because America for program one university so that decided to pay that money to that university so they can get that one. There's nothing money, man, you money on her.
Okay.
All right. Can you, let's see. Do you have a caller there?
Yeah, let's take just one and then we'll go to Oliver. Hello?
Hello?
Go ahead, your name. Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. Oliver, you have a caller.
Okay, let's go. Let's talk to the president. Hello, how are you? How you doing?
Yeah, Oliver, how you doing? I'd like to say hi to Princess and Jerome.
Go ahead.
Don't waste your time. You know the organization that honoring Joseph Boaga. You know who the organizations, who the people are. They are people. They are a bunch of unity partisans live in America here that sponsor his campaign. They went through the diaspora office that Joseph Boaga created here to promote Joseph Boaga image because his image has been tarnished around the world, especially in America.
So you who living in America, should be able to expose them to the State Department and other people.
Yeah, we're exposing them. Even within the organization, they didn't want him to get out at war. Even the program was poorly attended. And the main reason he's in this country is because he needs to seek medical attention. He will be in Rhode Island, where he will be going through intense medical attention in Rhode Island. After that trip over the store, don't be carried away. It's not a big thing. You hear the American government in a war? That was they call it NGO. It's not an NGO. It's just an organization here that you guys put together.
Okay.
And they show people how to resolve conflict resolution and all that other stuff. That's all they do here. Nothing else. They are a bunch of Liberians, especially unity partisans. And we know them because they brought to the president office, the diaspora office. All of them are there. Why do you think they brought Gregory Comer? Because Gregory Comer's name is in the news recently of brutalizing our citizens so they can make them to look at the injured.
Thank you. We'll leave it right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? Hello?
Hello, how are you?
We're good. Go ahead. No time. Quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Mohammed Sumaid and I'm going from the Gambia.
The Gambia. Go ahead from Gambia. Let's hear you, Mohammed.
Good evening. How are you guys doing?
We're okay.
Thank you so much for the topic on discussion. You know, one thing I got to tell you, Oliver, the award there was all other people. They did not deserve that award. They buy it. They give some money for that thing. You check it out. We'll tell you later.
Okay. Thank you from the Gambia. Let's leave you from the Gambia and go to America. This person, go ahead. Randy Dampo, let's hear you.
Yes, Oliver Kai.
every information you need is already on your conversation. I have the email address, and every librarian who has access to emailing their concerned pictures, you can upload it. I also provide the phone numbers. You see, all about the way the team work in the country, America's a capitalistic society. If you can get money for your institution, that's fine, as long as you don't cause trouble. Mr. Boca is being invited to that place because there will be a charge. So the question is, how much Boca is going to be paying for all the delegates? That is one question librarian need to ask. And number two, in the email, you also need to ask, how will Boca selected? Let them provide you that. So if you send the documentation, the photos and other images to that email, the question is, how was President Boca selected when the country, based on the information or the attached document, and how, that we provided, how was he selected? So the people want to look at that pictures and be able to respond. Also, Sacramento University or Sacramento State, University, they were bitterly against the brutality of the acts in this country. So they don't support violence. So the question that Jerome asks is a very important question. How was the man elected? Mm-hmm. Somebody inside that organization, because there are a lot of Nigerians and Ghanaians in that organization that helped to get Boca to be the keynote speaker. And the speaking he's going to be doing is not at a real event. It's going to be like a dinner in the evening. And that dinner had affordable spaces for people to pay. So he's not going to be the main. So that means that people did not honor him appropriately. But he's going for the dinner. After the game, everybody go eat. After the film, everybody go for the repast. Mm-hmm. And then where the money going to be. Then where the money going to be. So let the people who are listening, I'll send you the information. I also share with Akara screen, the email address, the phone number, but I would prefer the email with attached document. Every photos from King John to the LU student, let them email that organization. In America, the more people call, the more people send information, it will destroy Joseph Boca image. Thank you, Oliver.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll start to share the email around to all of the people who have access to go about sending email to the people. Well, let's go and talk to more of our folks here. This person on the line. Good evening. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
What the one point is true because they get a person we are to be good at but the men I did that I want to stop for 2 years to be a mega in the quite doing the men are good at somebody there and what's there.
Okay, thank you. We leave you right there. We'll talk to the other person. Go ahead, 1 minute. How are you?
Yes, okay, good evening and good evening to your food. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm sorry for the committee.
Go ahead.
Okay, I listen to y'all. I just laughing in my book. For God's sake, in the war, people go and war make a worker. When worker has violated all the institutions in this country. When we respect the legislation, when we respect the Supreme Court, worker has violated, worker has divided this country to a green and to a blue. For God's sake, when you hear people always talking against brotherhood, what I hear anybody talking against it, we send people to run behind you. We send people to chase people, for God's sake. Why was she a world kind of wicked man? God has divided this country for God. You think it will be forever? Under no condition.
Okay.
You violate it. So you don't really care. You don't really listen of the people. The people are elected. The people are all the love for your state. Mr. Boca, you don't care about it. But we promise you today for the next perfect we end.
Okay, we leave you right there. Let's go back to the diaspora line and talk to this person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute. How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
Mm-hmm, we're good.
Yeah, okay. All we want to request is that most of the information, if you got email concerning those things, we want you to send it to us. Because some of us with the pictures, we're going to write, we're going to email, and make sure will tell that institution that indeed Joseph Boakai, who is referred to Nigeria as dog, is not the rightful person for peace and war. If they want to get that law in peace and war, we got people who deserve to be peace icon of our country, not Joseph Boakai.
Okay,
Please,
thank you.
that's all I want to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll leave it right there. Let's go back to this other person from the same United States of America. Okay. Oh my God. Yep. Thank you very much. We missed out on that person. Jerome, do you have a caller there? Quickly.
Hello? Hello?
Good evening, bro. How do you do?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, this is Marshall Kibo calling from Painesville.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the boy can he do all what he can in his right, but for there to be a war, it's not war. But that dog, he said he will not answer to all the dogs. Maybe that want to give you a war because you probably have money to the dogs, you know, but yeah, he not answering. So they will see a war for he not answering the dogs. He killed a lot of people, nobody running after him. He's running behind or UL students killing them because they followed the war and demonstrate. He arrested them. So there you go and do what you do. But I believe that look at them without giving that particular award. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Do we have another caller there?
Hello?
Yeah, hello to the team, man. How you guys doing?
Okay. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Alexander Kopo. I come from Florida. You see, somebody just said partly that a war is orchestrated by the same unity party folks that lie from the previous government. That you know there are some adherents in America that are entrenched in the American society. Those are the people that brought war on us in 1990. Those people they are there as much as you become the president and they can act and you can respond, you will do everything on our mind. When you see them in their work, they have been detected. I want to say thanks to Mr. Molu for such a brilliant move. I want to encourage others to emulate that example. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello?
How you better, right?
Yes. Your name and where you come from?
This is Melvin.
Okay. Let's hear you.
Listening to you and Audible and Alexa. Yeah, the war of brother. If we would have been seeing more photos, the West of President Boakai, of President, we have worked together, and you see footages, President Weir and President Boakai sitting together having been all four, then we would have endured that the war. But, you know, the man that you didn't even expect to place conflict that you want immigration, you don't want the immigration. There's a property coach. And you can always say, every time we are shopping, the person will be like that, we are being here. Until we have found each other, we come up to the area to travel. A few days ago, I was going to bed, the guy was trying to the house from the people's high, between us. And we are down here. Wow, you have money here. The only one that can power for the power between is a couple of basic rules from local English government. It is ever a war. But when you look at the time the president took over office now, I don't think any of what I deserve. So when the school now war to the election, and the money will come out with the school, the president was influenced the worship and started to the ground here. That's why you have a place for to use the can get one for you that you call Samoa and Kafua the put money in focus the way you give it to them. The man is not peaceful. The part of way after former president we are freedom, they're not training with the former president.
Okay.
One of the campus meeting, somebody listen there, is one of the campus meeting. You see, so actually
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you.
Your name?
Joseph,
Hello?
hello.
Yeah, what you say? Hello?
Okay, so sorry. Your headphone is giving the feedback. Let's come to the person. Hello, how are you? How you doing?
Hello, welcome.
Quickly, let's hear you, sir. You're calling from the U.S.
Yeah, this is the same color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, KOK. Yeah, KOK. Some of the major parts of Liberia are those Liberian in America, including myself, because I'm in America too. You see, these so-called organizations that we have in America, KOK, that we undermine the stability of Liberia for their own aggrandizement, for their own benefit. Because you see, that's what the brother says. That these organizations, most often, they don't even go in the background community, they're just in their own place, like a group of society people who just in a position in America to be able to support certain group of tyrannic people for their own benefit. Because some of them here in America, their mortgage is being paid for Liberia, their student loan payment in America has been paid for Liberia, and the way in which they live in America, everything comes from Liberia, on the expense of our people. And that's why they will look at a tyrannic president and come and say, oh no, we're giving him peace of war. But if you say you're giving somebody a piece of work, go back to the history of the person, go back to the record and see and be able to convince yourself if you're honest. But these are not honest people. So Liberian coach, you just know that Waka would do anything because even the award they're talking about is about money that will be leaving from Liberia to come to America. For those group of people who sitting in America living on Liberian suffering, the taxpayer who's supposed to benefit from their tax money, from Nima, from Maryland, from Sando, and the 15 counties. No. Those money will leave from Liberia and come in America to help those second group of criminals and thieves who sat here and continue to undermine our country just for their own benefit. So like I said, okay, don't not suffer ourselves because Waka will never do anything for our country, but rather help our country until he can leave on there for the 6 years. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, my brother.
Okay, thank you very much. Jerome, do we have a call on it?
Yeah. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome. Your name and where you calling from?
Thank you. I do and that of KOK come all over come. My name is Prince Myers. I join from Electoral District number this evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me appreciate you guys this evening for your talking point. I think the guys in the guest room are using the guys that call President Waka to give it the KDK people for them. You know them somebody and to my you go. The men who even begin president. Walking abroad, you know abroad. You never listen to that. I think the US party need to put on to that organization because the US party near Morocco the documentaries that people were flaky. Get last month, people for the shop how they call it party for total land, denying a student for every on the right justice. Why is it justice? You carry one push ID where people 20 people and more interested in KOK, you can someone information minister who make a statement by saying if you think the government is not proceeding well, we will go for God. So that group to the people, they see they get here, and they get out to see you walk onto his forehead down over this old man, you say you come and get to the Bana certificate of peace, to the Bana people.
Thank you. We leave you right there. We talk to a man Sisi. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
I do okay. I'm Jeremy. How you doing, my
I understand the call now. It's working. Go ahead.
Thank you for the show. Lola, my brother really did say, we thank you. On the general, you're put together. Is that man said that document to you? You're inventing people. You're sending to the you're sending to the people and they put around and Jeremy to run get out and anything to America. Who got to make a case first? to the embassy and submit our documents to the people before they do anything. Do not get it done. Tell them the phone get it full. Everything else tells the people, let us see them in the country. All they carry they doing, every point job that can't transfer their country. Let me put you honestly, they do NSPA. That man pay for that piece when you pay for it. Trust me. When we don't trust me.
Okay.
Pay for that piece as well.
Thank you.
That's in that piece as well. Let me hear you. Maybe you listen to my brother and that ball who say, oh, okay, what the email to your next day is better today. It must be too late. Just check what that. It is to put him in my I want to be a one in there. Just kill it. What I want to kill all yet. For his self-practice.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Thank you, Khan. Let me say hello to Sis President Kajiro. The official spokesperson of the Liberation movement. I don't deserve to be honored as a peaceful man. If you are peaceful, you got to be peaceful with yourself and with your past media. President, we are who deal the presidential laws. Today is not using that because what? President, but I don't want you to use it. It can't be that way. No, you can't do that. Somebody will just temper power to you. You can't be that wicked and be that rude. There's a man that is insulting the citizens abroad today. That's somebody not peaceful man. But the not peaceful man. So before they don't want to support an institution, I think that means they tend to Molu. Because there may be a word that maybe you don't know why it's going on in abroad. But there may be a word for I will violate or leave all the things that will forward to them and they will go ahead to get that man or people. Then it means that they're doing it for money's sake. And yet this man, you don't deserve or can't he can be for there. It comes from Labrador. There's a who he can be peaceful. What are people doing? There's a many people who yesterday were being put through when we go protest. There's a people that are being put today. Now no different people. So this man can be a peaceful man. They say we're going to get peace and war. It's a fake thing. Why they are going to do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. We'll talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? How you doing?
Thank you. That's Mockery, and I remain visually impaired and pushing for the return of President We are proud member of the concerned Librarian for Justice.
Go ahead.
You know, even the disabled community are feeling the impact of the police. More than 3 different times, the disabled went to go protest for their right. The police were beating them. I pray and hope you guys can get some of that video, cut it, and send it to that same email that our brother is talking about, because these are the records. Because if you say you are policeman, there is no feeling. But even the disabled, the naked and disabled on the street, they beat them. So that the video goes out, they will know. And our party officials are following the illegal breaking down of our headquarters. There are one of gunmen that were deployed just to break down one party headquarters. They need to go.
Thank you.
The deployment of AFL Sawyer, RRA, when our president was returning to this country, they need to go. So there is no need that we take it lightly anymore. We can sit here and say our own. It will reflect. It's true. You think why Brother Paul had to go over there? He want to reclaim the image, but it is late.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll leave you right there. Let's talk to this person. Hello, go ahead. Let's hear you. How you doing? What's your name? Kofachi.
The thing is, a couple of us researched this organization. You see, it's almost like some people in West Point just group that say until West Point youth or change decide to honor Huron Kofachi. I mean, you have to look at the legitimacy of the.
Oh my God.
The whole thing last day on our organization, there's nothing legitimate about our organization. There's nothing legitimate about our organization.
Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello. Hello, Khan.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, the name is Segun. I come from the community.
Go ahead.
My take on the topic on the discussion this afternoon is that President Boga is one of the most peaceful presidents.
Okay, thank you very much. One of the most peaceful presidents. Say Konganu. Jeremiah Kunson. Let's leave you right there. Yep. Let's leave you right there. Let's leave you right there. And go and talk to another person. Yeah, do we have caller there, Jerome? Go ahead. Quickly.
I just wanted to
Mhm.
ask something, but let me pick up this person. There's something very important we need to add up here. Hello?
Hello,
Go ahead.
I'm Jim Actually calling from Adesoma Farm for my. I'm constraining to speak at this hour because I see that it's not been justifiable for President Abuaka to receive that award. When our children on every campus is brutal life, other sector of crime, from my treatment to the family, being marginalized. I think it's an injustice to the Liberian people.
Okay, thank you very much. And he made it very clear. Let's go back to Kofa. Kofa is calling back. Let's hear you, Kofa.
Yeah, come on. I was saying the program for honoring Boaka by that organization was planned for the first of this month. The United Party, few folks in the United Party who think they have that connection decided to postpone it to this date, and they decided. So the thing is, anybody can form an organization in America. Like, for example, we live in America, a group of young people in the community decide to form an organization. We can honor anybody who want to honor.
That's right.
Some people thinking this thing as something international and really globally legitimate. We should stop attaching legitimacy to this thing, my brother. Anybody can honor. You know how many people now honor even my job out there? How does that make sense? So we should stop attaching legitimacy to that thing, my brother. Any organization in America can organize themselves and honor anybody once it is paid for.
That's right.
Joseph Boga store was paid for. It should have been the first of this month. I spoke to 2 people in our organization. It should have been the first of this month. But they postponed it because of the Guinea bureaucracy. They postponed it to later date. So the thing is not legitimate. Read about the organization, my brother. There's nothing serious about it. There should be no conversation about it in the first place because you're making the people famous. The fact that you're discussing being in Liberia, majority of the guys on the board of that organization are Nigerians. You already know Nigeria. They're Nigerians. They're hustlers. So there should be no conversation because you're already legitimizing the thing. People discussing us in Liberia because of what the man is saying. If you read some of the screenshot, I'll say some of the screenshot from the WhatsApp channel. People discussing it in Liberia now. You know, you say freedom ever recording now. All freedom ever in Liberia, you know, the level at which freedom ever has reaching communication, you discuss there. The minute already taking it now. Okay. So my brother, there's nothing legitimate about that organization. Anybody can honor anybody. Whether is not anything considerable, any conversation about peace.
Thank you.
Boga should not be in our line, and he's not in our line. So the Kwasa organization can decide to honor Boga is the business. Now Boga spending his money. But my brother, we should not use our sacred freedom even to be discussing these kind of things.
Thank you, Kofa. Thank you. It is also important that we expose the entire operation so that people know that we know.
Yeah.
You know, so that if you don't do it, the guys will run back to the country without nonsense at all. And we acting like you know it's something.
And some of the embassies follow as well. And so the U.S. can also know that there are some clandestine organizations who are doing things that are personal and not in the interest of that particular society.
Okay, so 2 million things happening in the country until the president can change. We will not honor anything clandestine.
I just wanted you have
no quickly. Go ahead.
No, it's not something. I just wanted to add this up. We initially placed it in our presentation as well, and I wanted to add up. Or if you have a color there, you can actually go ahead.
Okay, so keep it coming in to 086 500 104. Let's just take one more caller, then we wrap up.
Okay. Hello. Yeah, go ahead. Your name and where you calling from?
I say Wilson, first because son of KOK. I'm joining you from resident to community.
Okay.
I want to say thank you to you for the conversation. You know, President Boga has said will be awarded for stopping his predecessors from using the presidential loans that he built. He will be awarded for killing people in Kinjo.
beating up pistols to them. Who will stand out for justice for their personality will be awarded because he is taking executive Palestine the places at the National Election Commission. President Bola will be awarded because he is using his power to take a speaker who is willing to work for him for a position. President Bola will be awarded because he is taking people from the position who will stand towards the government when the government is going to. President Bola will be awarded because he is using the quadruple money over a little that about 2 people for the people because we are getting a massive for him. That will be awarded because he's beating.
Okay.
That will be awarded.
Okay, thank you. And just before we conclude, let me just add this up from the President of the Republic of Liberia. It's also essential to be added on that email because this is what the President in Liberia is saying about the government of Liberia. The President of Liberia has issued a strongly worded statement warning of what it describes as a troubling erosion of democratic norms and freedom of expression in Liberia, delivering the statement on Thursday at the union's headquarters in Singapore. Moreover, the union president Julius Kanaba raised an alarm over what he called a growing climate of fear among journalists, students, activists, and ordinary citizens. Democracy is not tested in moments of agreement, but in how a society treats dissent. Koloba said, emphasizing that many Liberians are increasingly uncertain about their ability to speak freely without facing intimidation or repression. The president directly criticized the administration of President Bouaka, noting that a government elected on a rescue agenda must uphold the fundamental principles of democracy, including respect for human rights, the rule of law, and the judiciary. The union outlined several developments it believes striking civil space and weakening adherence to due process. Among them include the controversial removal of House Speaker J. Fanati Kofa, the continued detention of Justice Opa Yenzi for criminal contempt by the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia, the violent suppression of peaceful protests, including demonstrations by students of the University of Liberia on the 14th of April 2026, the expulsion of Representative Yeke Koluba by a narrow majority in the House of Representatives, efforts to undermine the Freedom of Information Act through proposed non-disclosure agreement for government employees, legislative move to amend the Abdullah Kamara Act of Press of Freedom to potentially reintroduce criminal penalties for freedom of speech. According to the President of Liberia, these actions collectively risk reversing Liberia into calamity. That is a statement from the President of Liberia. Folks, we have to go. Thank you. My name is Al Jerome Roosevelt.
Okay, and so this song is called Don't Fool Us. Lee Vazinawi made this piece. He would name it Don't Fool Us. Let's go home. We'll return here on Monday. Until then, President Bouaka has been given a fake award. A man of Bouaka's caliber should not be given any peace award. For those of you who think differently, it's up to you. Continue supporting injustice and evil in the country. The days of reckoning are at hand. Until then, have yourself a wonderful time. God bless you. Bye-bye. Don't fool us.
You always seem to be liberators. Deep down in your sleeves, you got a head in the jungle. Your interest is now to stay. But you have all these things, you all to think about. Today, natural trend.